Where do we want to go from here? You want me to talk about Sakugan, I guess?
Sure, she's still a little shit.
Yeah, but in different ways this time. Last time was just her being like super rebellious, not listening to her dad and everything, but this time was just her being a massive cock blocker.
I thought you were going to say start smoking cigarettes and graffitiing walls.
No. Hello. Welcome into Anime Plus, episode 55. My name is Alex, Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day today. Whatever day you are listening or perhaps watching this podcast over our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sparky3. Give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend that you are watching or listening. As always, I got my guy Zach in here. Zach, who of which has been enjoying a nice, well-earned day off today after multiple days of work. Zach, how you feeling today?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Now.
Still no Josh. I have no idea when the guy's coming back. I really don't. He's had a very beefy work schedule recently, as well as some other personal things that have popped up. He'll come back eventually. When he does, he'll be here. You'll know it. So our normal gist today: Yashahime, Sakugan 86, Takt, Platinum End, Dragon Quest, One Piece. Not One Piece, sorry. And then no Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer was on a break this week. Episode, I think it's going to be 4, comes out on the 7th.
I feel like this new season Demon Slayer is taking a lot of breaks.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first break, and it feels like it's been taking a lot of breaks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're only a few weeks away from, the actual true season 2 starting, which is the Entertainment District arc, so looking forward to that. If you could go follow us on Twitter at Anime Podcast, we'd appreciate that follow as well. We would also appreciate if you check out like our other shows like Lighthearted Gamers, a terrible football show, and talking about movies and stuff. Lastly, if you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so, but don't feel obligated. Just be a friend, tell a friend that you're watching. But hey, if you want to help us out a little bit further, the Patreon is a great way to do so. Shout out to Andy, our Tier 1 patron. Before we jump into our anime talks, Zach, anything on your mind, anime related that's not on the script or just not anime related at all that you want to chat about?
How do you feel about Chris Pratt being Garfield?
I don't have a lot of strong opinions on that, but what I do enjoy is right after that news came out, everyone started putting out fake castings of Chris Pratt voicing everybody. And I thought those were hilarious.
See, my favorite were the crossovers of Mario Field.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, no, Chris Pratt's taking over the animation of films.
Basically.
Apparently.
And also from some of the memes I saw, like video games, because Chris Pratt is now the new voice of Master Chief, for example.
I didn't know that.
I mean, not really, obviously, but it's just like a long list of memes that people were making where it's like Chris Pratt's voicing this character, and it's a female character. It's like Chris Pratt's voicing this video game character now. It was such a long list of Chris Pratt voicing everyone. I think there was one where it was like Chris Pratt's voicing Link. I'm like, okay, he doesn't talk, but okay.
For anyone who remembers Chris Pratt just being a secondary character in Parks and Rec, and now he's film star, animation, voiceover actor, all this fun stuff now.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
It's always funny to see where some of these actors kind of start, because it's kind of like, Paul Rudd, one of his earliest roles is Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. And not a great portrayal by Paul Rudd up front. I'm a Halloween fan. I love Halloween to death, but that he did not do a great job in that movie as Tommy Doyle. And it's one of those things that I'm sure if you watched that movie when it came out and someone said, yeah, that guy right there, he's probably going to be a superstar, you would never believe that shit. And now here he is.
To be fair, a lot of Paul Rudd's roles aren't the greatest, but his character stuck out enough that people recognize him and remember him.
Right.
Until he's gotten some of his bigger roles in the last decade or so.
Yeah. Eternals is about to come out tomorrow.
Yep.
I wanted to check that out. I also saw that Spider-Man No Way Home's runtime was leaked. Did you see that?
Yes. I also saw that it got pushed back to February
for
the Philippines.
Yeah, for the Philippines, that's what it was.
Freaking rip. But they did get Venom 2 earlier now.
You got something. You got something. But yeah, I think the runtime's 240?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good beefy movie. I'm looking forward to it. I've also been seeing a lot more of like set leaks and shit, which is just further pushing the narrative that we know. That's just like, it's one of those things that it's so obvious at this point of who is in the movie. And Sony's just like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, they're not in here.
I mean, Sony sticks to the guns.
They
but
do.
Every fan's trying to make some fake trailer to go, hey, this is what's happening. Everyone going, is this real? Is it not? Because they want to believe it, but it's not.
Right. And to even add some more fuel to that fire of where it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense that this is a thing, is that we already knew Jamie Foxx was coming back to be Electro. And from the trailer that came out, there was one particular character that kind of like slashed it like a shadow, and people thought it was the Lizard, and that is confirmed to be the Lizard because there was a recent article posted in like a newspaper or a magazine or something up in New York, and it actually name drops the Lizard by this same person who I don't know his fucking name, but the same guy from Amazing Spider-Man 1. So, I mean, you got both the Amazing Spider-Man villains. You have two of the, you have three of the Spider-Man original trilogy villains, because that same magazine also did name drop Thomas Hayden Church, I think's his name, who played Sandman in 3. Yeah. So Sandman's in it, which we already could see that very clearly from the trailer.
I at least appreciate Marvel Studios, instead of just recasting these roles, they at least reached out to each of the actors first. Yeah. And recast them if they wanted it.
But big F in the chat for the guy that played Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Right.
But he wasn't that great anyway. So.
No, he wasn't. We got a better actor out of it.
That's true. We did.
Really wants some Spider-Man booty.
That's also true.
And if you want to hear our thoughts on that, you can check out our review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage on talking about movies and stuff.
Bingo. Like the plug. I don't know what the next episode's going to be. The next episode was going to be a Halloween tier list of all the movies on Halloween Day, and we see how well that worked out. It didn't come out. It still might come out soon, but I kind of missed my window.
We want to try Eternals?
Yes, I do plan to go see Eternals, and I probably would like to see it on a Tuesday. I think I want to go, lower the bar on that one and just hit the $5 Tuesday. I think that is the best play. But I do want to try to hit Eternals. Eternals is one that I think is interesting, but I will say I think it's the only movie, I think it's the lowest rated MCU movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I highly doubt most people even knew who the Eternals were.
Just like the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one really knew who the Guardians was either. I will say the Eternals feels more of like a massive gamble movie than Guardians did. But I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into some anime chat. So like I said, Demon Slayer was on a break, so follow back up with that next week. So where do we want to start then? Do you have a preference?
Dude, I'll get through Yashahime. Screw it.
Okay, let's hit it. Yashahime episode 29.
Yeah, Yashahime. So, for context, the previous episode that I skipped last week introduced Kirin Maru's daughter, Rion. Okay, it introduced her. They did some funky stuff in a barrier and got to this episode where they fight through a barrier, Toa and Setsuna do, to get to Rion. Moroha's not affected because she has spirit energy, so she just walks straight through and just like, hi, Rion, how are you? Nice to meet you. Can you help me get my friends out? She summons some black hole that literally drags Moroha in. And, but the one thing about it is it allows all the girls to meet all their parents.
Ooh.
So Moroha, while flying through the air, goes through the dimension that Inuyasha Kagome are in, and she's just flying through the air and sees them, and they both see her, and they have a moment where they say something about Moroha seeing her. And then she flies out to the next realm. Yeah, no. That's all she gets.
That's the moment we've waited for since like the beginning of season 1, and that's all we get.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume that's probably just setting up for something bigger later this season, perhaps. Maybe, yeah.
I mean, the one thing I do got to say about this season, it is actually staying consistent at this point. Setsuna gets to meet Rin finally. Okay. Gets to meet Rin in the Tree of Ages. Okay. Toa, for some reason, walks around in a grayscale version of Japan. I forget which city they're in, where Kagome's from. It just walks around that until Moroha shows up and is like, don't let the illusion fool you, and shoots an arrow, breaking it. Then she meets Rin. They go on about finding out how to save their mother using Setsuna's new Naginata, Yukatari something or another.
It's a new weapon. It's fancy. It's flashy. That's all we need to know.
Yeah. And find out that Rin hasn't aged in 14 years, so she's still an 18-year-old child.
Oh, God.
Which reminds me, Rin had her kids at either 17 or 18 years old.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, she's only 4 years older than her daughters. Cool.
awkward meeting.
Well, she's still stuck in the Tree of Ages, so they didn't get to talk to her. They just looked at her.
Oh, okay.
They find out all that stuff. They escape, meet Rion. Find out Rion hates her father, Kiranmaru, and wants them to kill him. Find out she died because Kiranmaru thought it was a good idea to take his daughter to battlefields so she could watch him fight and win. And naturally, she got killed in some form or fashion. But he couldn't lose his daughter, so he trapped her soul into effigy and hid her away in a mountain.
In a mountain?
In a mountain.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where she rested till the girls showed up. They free her. She takes over she takes over the tool that's holding her soul because Setsuna cuts the string to it, destroying the dream butterfly connecting Rion with Kiranmaru. She becomes a real girl and says she wants to join the girls. So it's now a 4-person party of underage teenage girls trying to run around a feudal universe and find their parents. Any normal coming-of-age anime.
Fair.
Toa gets a magical girl's item. It's so the Yukon route they've been looking for. It's a weird hairpin thing Rion has that turns into a flute, which upon played turns into a sword. And it has the power to absorb and it disperse infinite amounts of demon energy.
Seems a little broken.
It's a magical girl item.
Seems a little broken.
Yeah. She one-shots the big bad that shows up at the end, which is some 4-headed dragon, which gets one shot. Then Shishomaru shows up and she's like, "Are you going to save your mother?" "Yes, I'm going to save my mother. If you cut the demon butterfly, it'll allow you to dream again." She's like, "Okay, I'm going to save my mother." He cuts the butterfly. "How do we save our mother?" "It's up to you. Peace."
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, Shishomaru pieces. As they're walking away, Riku shows up because he's been fighting off a bunch of lesser demons the entire time who are trying to come attack the girls. Sees they freed Rion, it's like, "Rion, has been ages. Hey, Toa, I'm going to take Rion away because as she is now, she's going to get in y'all's way. So I'm going to nab her and bring her back. We'll meet you again, and she'll be stronger, but I'm going to kidnap her at the moment." And they peace out. And then Setsuna falls asleep since she hasn't slept in years.
I would probably pass out in that case as well.
Yeah.
Well, at least this season's actually being consistent. You make me actually want to actually give it a chance.
I mean, this season actually is staying consistent. They just ended whatever story they were doing, so going to be curious to see where they go next. Because it looked like, for some reason, the princess who made the fake battle back in like episode 18 is going to switch places with Setsuna for some reason to sneak out of the castle. Mm-hmm. So she kidnaps the sleep Setsuna and dresses her up as her to sneak out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked weird.
Okay. Where do we want to go from here? You mean to talk about Sakugan, I guess?
Sure. She's still a little shit.
Yeah, but in different ways this time. You know, last time was just her being like super rebellious, not listening to her dad and everything. But this time was just her being a massive cock blocker.
I thought you were going to say start smoking cigarettes and graffitiing walls.
No. Not that. All right, so the end of last episode, which I don't think I actually addressed. I haven't gone back and re-listened to the show. But the end of last episode, once they got out of the area with all the what I thought was spiders, they're now approaching the area they were trying to go to, which is called Jolly Jolly. It's another yes, Jolly Jolly. Yo, the names across the board in this show are fucking weird because we get introduced to another character. I can't even remember her name. Zaklatu. I think it's Zaklatu. I think it's what it is.
Cool.
Yeah, dude, these names are wild. Like there was one character we were introduced to as well, which is God, what was see, again, the names are wild. Whatever the name of the organization's in, the Bureau of something, I don't remember what. These names are fucking wild. He's just like, my name is so-and-so. I'm like, that's a fucking nightmare of a name. What is wrong with this show? But anyway, so when they get to Jolly Jolly, they basically get arrested because
for what?
For basically they're criminals for how they have done X, Y, and Z in the labyrinths because of certain areas of the labyrinths that you are not supposed to go into, kind of like where they went, and different things they're not supposed to be doing that they did.
Did the little girl yell at him, "You get chased by a giant creature"?
Actually, no. They kind of just got, the dad was yelling. Gagampa was the one really just kind of yelling it up. And whenever it was funny because the guy was talking to Gagampa when he was behind bars, and he called him by Gagampa's like old school nickname. Apparently his nickname is Gale Force Gagampa. And Gale Force Gagampa, man. And he got super excited. He's like, "Oh, you know my nickname?" And he started saying something else, and then mocking him, and then Gampa's still taking it. It's like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then he stops. He's like, "Are you mocking me?" And then the intro started. And then after that, he's just, bringing him down the hall. He's like, "I swear to God, my daughter better be fine, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, she's good." Then he goes into a room, and she's like getting blood drawn out of her. And he's just like, "What the fuck? Why are you messing with her virgin body?" And it's just like, dude, you've been down in the labyrinth. You could have some bacteria. That's all it is. We just need to make sure that you're clean and you're good to go. And she's like, "I'm a child and I'm embarrassed right now for you because you're acting like an idiot." So after that, they get kind of basically put on almost like probation in a sense. Like they take his pistol away. They don't have the mech. So they're basically just kind of living it up in Jolly Jolly right now, which is, you do get the first glimpse of Zakutu. She's, you see her off to the side listening in on them. Kind of like a foreshadowing of what's to come, whatever. But they're getting to try like all these different foods, like some really nice looking pizza. Anime pizza always looks fucking awesome. So they have some good pizza, whatever. They're going through the brochure of like all the different cool things about Jolly Jolly, and she starts to run. She leaves. She's out of the picture for at least a good few minutes of the episode because she's going to try all the food.
Gotcha.
She's just like, she's like, "I'm tired of noodles. My palate deserves more." And she's like, "I want the cake. I want this, I want that." And as she runs away, Gunpla just kind of sits there and he just yells out, "That's how you get fat." And just left it at that. So at that moment, what does he decide to do with his
red light district?
Basically.
Yes.
He goes to a bar and tries to pick up chicks and get some tail. And he gets rejected 12 times. Yes. Because he has the same line every single time. He's just like, "Do you know why God created men and women?" And everyone just laughs at him and leaves. And then incoming our new character, Zakutu, who just kind of goes with it. She was very clearly watching them earlier, so there's some sort of...
Is she a bird person?
No.
Oh.
No.
Sounds like a bird person name.
No. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe her. She looks kind of like... one of the chicks from Kill la Kill, the one in the white. I don't know her name, obviously.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about, though. Yeah. It kind of looks like her in a way. I apologize if that offends anyone if I'm off the mark. That's just the first thing that pops in my head. So she comes up to the bar. He hits on her. She just kind of takes it and just kind of starts flirting with him back. They start telling all these stories and stuff. And, he's just like being modest. He's like, "Oh, I know, you're flattering me. I know I'm not a great storyteller and all this bullshit, whatever, blah, blah, blah." And then she's just like, just like, "I was looking for a hotel to stay in tonight." But, she kind of like touches his hand. She's like, "Oh, but, I could just stay with you." And then he's just like, "Yes, please, let's do this." And that's where Mamumpa comes in. And she's just like, "Oh, so you leave your daughter just to come get some tail?" And she's just like, and Zakutu's like, "Wait, daughter?" And he's just like, Gama's like, "Oh, Mamimba, I'm sorry. And then, Zakutu starts pointing out the flaws in his story at this point, where she's like, "I thought you were just a lone wolf that just went wherever the wind took you." And he's just like, "Wait, hold on." So yeah, he gets full blown cock blocked, but then, Zakutu just kind of, she sees some people behind and she just goes to leave, and then, Gagampa and Mamimpa just kind of start arguing back and forth. And then a shootout happens in the bar.
Yes. Because
she's apparently a wanted criminal, dead or alive.
Cool.
Yep. And that was the people that were there to try to take her. And it was funny. They got behind the bar. There's a shootout happening, whatever. Our bartender pulls out AK-47,
yes.
Which I thought was hysterical.
Yes, I appreciate the badass bartenders.
Yes, as the shootout's kind of happening, he just comes and starts. I'm like, "Is that an AK?" This man going at. He's an older guy too. Like, this guy's like in his 70s, and I'm like, "Shout out to you, bro." So Gagampa, he kind of like, he throws a can in a really badass way, hits someone in the face with it, and he tells Zakutu and Mamimpa to get out of there. He still doesn't know Zakutu is a wanted criminal yet, so he's like there to kind of hold him off, whatever. And I really enjoyed this shot, the way they did it. It was really funny. Whereas Mamimpa and Zakutu is running away, Zakutu's just like, "Do you think he can handle them all?" And Mamimpa's like, "He may be an idiot, but he can come in clutch." And then there's a shot of like this really big one. Like, think of like a Toro from Jackie Chan sort of guy here. You see him like fall. You see his face just kind of hit the ground and looks like it's got like beat up bruises and stuff. And then you see it kind of fade away and it's Kagumpa and they're pulling him away because he just got his ass kicked. So I did think that was kind of entertaining. And then he's basically getting tortured at that point because they assume that he's like the boyfriend of Zakuga, whatever. She comes to break him out later and basically says, hey, I'll get you out, but you got to pay me 1 million units. He ends up agreeing to it, and you just tell her later that I'm broke. I don't have that. You're on your own. Deuces. Get out of my hair.
To the labyrinth.
Basically. To the labyrinth, yeah. And she, the episode, Memimpa comes in, saves the day by using Zakutu's bike and just crashing into the battlefield. After that, they just kind of go their separate ways because that was the moment where she's just like, all right, yeah, no, I want my money now. Let's give it whatever. Because Gagumpa's like kind of like saying goodbye, holding his hand out as like a goodbye sort of thing, and she's just like, no, money, give me the money right now. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm broke, sorry. She's like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're broke? It's like, do you really think I have 1 million credit units? What are you talking about? Then she just goes her separate way. I'm assuming she'll definitely pop up back up later. But it was an enjoyable episode just because I got a lot of laughs out of it, especially the cock block. Memempa's cock block was really funny because at that, the point out and flaws, like, I thought you were a lone wolf who went wherever the wind took you, like that sort of shit. And then the shout out to the bartender at the AK-47. That was funny. But it was like an enjoyable episode. I still love how like there's almost like never a point where the music's like there's no music, and I really enjoy just the choice of tracks throughout this song, like especially like during climax points and stuff. It's different. It's very, very different than what you would hear from a majority of series, and I really appreciate that about Sakugan. But yeah, again, that was last week's episode. I know by now when you're listening to this, episode 5 would already been out. Again, that comes out on Thursdays. I work. It just didn't fit it in the schedule today. It is what it is. Where do we want to go from here, man?
Yeah, I'll do Dragon Quest.
Oh, okay. You want to get this out of the way. Yeah. Okay.
So Hadlar has something called a black core inside of him. It's just a giant magical bomb, pretty much. It's been silent for a while now. King Vern can use his magic to trigger it and blow up the entire island, pretty much. So this is the episode where we actually get to see Baron and Hadlar actually beat the crap out of each other. Like, we actually get a good, 2-3 minutes of them just punching each other and breaking bones.
Oh, so that's your kind of fight, though.
Yeah, and this is why I went, why wasn't this last episode, damn it? And it starts out initially with showing the rest of Team Dai and the Royal Knights fighting, and them sort of just throwing hands. Not really doing a whole lot, just throwing hands. Pop and the Queen aren't even throwing hands. They're literally just racing in the sky. Yeah, no, that's literally all they do. Yeah, everyone else is fighting and whatnot. Then it goes to Barum and Hadlar and them fighting. And them having a final standoff and Varn just being, fine, Hadlar, have your final standoff. But even if you're lost, I'll make sure you kill Baron to go set off the bomb. And he goes to do it, nothing happens, and he's just like, that's not right. And find out that Baron, with his fist inside Hadlar's chest, has used his draconic aura to block this magic signals from reaching the black core, stopping the explosion. And he pulls it out of Hadlar with nice little tech strings hanging out of him, and Hadlar being super confused, like, what is that? Why is that inside me? And Barum revealing to him, King Vern put it in you. He always planned to kill you, regardless of what he promised you. And Barum's getting real pissy and everything. Not Barum, Hadlar. Getting pissy, and King Vern's just like, well, I guess I need to go on the battlefield now and wreck some heads. And one of his two guards, Mr. Vern's just like, let me do it. He disappears. He shows up in front of Hadlar and Barum, and he takes his true form, which it hints at may just be a clone of King Varn when he was younger.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he uses directly uses magic in close proximity to set off the black core, which can bypass Barum's draconic aura, and Barum goes, only the person who created this should be able to trigger it. And he sort of hints at that Mr. Vern may be a copy of King Vern because he has the magic to be able to set off the bomb created by King Vern. And then it proceeds to go for several minutes of Hadlar and Barum being in close proximity, looking at the bomb, looking at Mr. Vern, looking at the bomb, looking at Mr. Vern, doing nothing with it, just chilling. After they've gone through a whole explanation of this bomb will destroy the entire island, possibly a few areas on the shores away. And then we get a nice shot of the council people, Meryl, our seer girl, freaking out because all she sees is a white light engulfing everybody. And everyone being like, there's shaking going on. Something's happening in the lands of death. And it ends with a nice big boom. Mm-hmm. The land of death blows up, shows everyone being consumed by the white light, and ends with King Vern and his two guys, Clover and Mr. Vern, looking out and saying, well, we freed our our castle, and going, there's a lot more rubble than there should be. The explosion should have been bigger. And we find out our heroes of Team Die have survived. In the nick of time, Crocodile buried everybody, saving everyone's life from dying, and ending up on King Vern's new ship, which is the size of a continent. It's also his castle.
What sort of acid trip did you just explain to me?
An episode of Dragon Quest.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
That was just... There at the end, I just feel like this whole thing just took a hard right. It just got very fucking wild.
Yes, it did.
Okay. I can see why you wanted to get it out of the way.
Also, in the preview for the next episode, it also reveals Dai's not dead, and he's going to go fight some people too, so, yeah.
So I can probably go ahead and assume that was not your favorite episode of the week.
Nah, the fighting bit was, but the rest of it was just like, why are you guys chilling there? You have a bomb in your hands. Throw that shit. Throw Hadlar. God damn it.
Man, what a life Dragon Quest is for you. Well, you want to do Talk Up Destiny episode 5?
Sure.
Pretty solid episode.
I mean, it was very solid. I enjoyed it, and the way it progressed and everything, and just sort of showing off 2 more muse arts.
Yeah, true.
And I appreciate this episode because, seeing as we now know this is a mobile game, I appreciate the little touch where it's like, well, there's just free music arts who don't have a conductor, and if you want her, you got to force yourself on her.
Yeah. You have to make her bend to your will, basically, is how that Hell described it.
Hell's a freak.
Hell is a fucking wild one, man. I don't know what to think about Hell.
I always wanted an accessory with that color. Will you give me your eyes?
I refuse.
Okay. I like you too.
Hell is fucking weird, man. I did enjoy the other music art that we got introduced to. What was her name? Started with a W?
Yeah, it was Wagner? No, Wagner was the composer of her song.
It was like Wolf something?
Yeah, Wolfer. I can't remember the song now.
I don't know. But I did enjoy her, and I also enjoyed the I enjoyed seeing at the end of the episode the pure soft side that Hell was talking about. I thought that was comedic. And it makes me think, is she going to come back into play and maybe travel with our companions here?
I would guess so.
But yeah. Also,
I appreciated Hell's weapon of her just being a deadly figure skater.
Right. I did think that was pretty cool. I mean, overall, top to bottom, I did enjoy this episode because I'm with you. I'm enjoying now that we're expanding out and getting introduced to more of the music, and I'm just assuming they're all chicks.
I'm assuming so as well.
I've been wondering that
everything has been a female so far, and I mean, if it's a mobile game, it makes sense because they're gonna make more money off of waifu characters than male characters.
True.
My one thing that I'm wanting to know will ever get explained is why is Destiny the only one who has a full costume change?
That is very true, and I think it just goes back to her just being such a different muse arc, and I hope that does get explained.
I hope it does too, because all I got right now is all the other music arts are trained in some school of submissiveness or something, and then Destiny's just a wild muse art.
True, still busting and breaking out of everything.
The one thing I really liked was the animation whenever they were waiting for the railroad tracks to be fixed, and all that horn of the D2s were coming, and just how smooth the animation was from transformation to the Wandas.
Oh, I know, dude. That was so clean. Smooth. That was so clean, dude. Overall, at that moment, from that moment on, the animation just ramped. It just ramped up for this episode, and it was very clean across the board. And I got to say, man, I feel so bad for, is it Honor or is it On? I feel so bad for her having to deal with these two.
She's very aware they only care for themselves.
I feel so bad for her, man. She has such the worst time.
I freaking appreciate her freaking 20-second freaking tire change.
I know, right? I thought the same thing. I'm just like, she's sitting there struggling to change a tire, and then all of a sudden, when Cosette goes off, and it's just like, boom, here she comes. Tires changed.
She cranks that car back up, throws a tire on, and drives to follow, be right behind her as soon as she finishes killing that D2. I was like, damn, girl.
It's like, that was quick. I love that little moment at the beginning where Talk is like kind of walking by and accidentally bumps into it, and if you see, like, he has like the most like shocked expression of how he's standing, like, oh fuck, my bad, just the most uncharacteristic expression for him. I thought that was very comedic, but overall, very good episode. I'm really enjoying where this series is kind of going with things, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to further progress, especially with this new commander who seems like a total asshat.
He seems very practical, and he only wants things that will help him succeed. Everything else can go die. Basically.
I'm wondering if that's going to... I feel like, he's kind of being set up to be like one of our main antagonists. Is kind of what the vibe I'm kind of getting.
I mean,
he puts off that vibe.
I feel like that, but I also feel like he does things in his own way. Because I feel like he purposely pushed Walfer away in terms to push her towards... Talked. Mm-hmm. Because even Hell was just like, she needs a conductor. Go get her.
Oh man. What about 86, episode 16? Before we get into this, I do want to shout out. I don't know if they fixed it, but Crunchyroll's title was wrong. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah. So the name of this episode is Even So. They don't have an O, it's an I, so it's Even C on Crunchyroll. At least it has been for the past few days. I don't know if they fixed it, but I thought that was funny. But no, episode 16 of 86. Honestly, this is probably my favorite episode of 86 to date. This episode, from like beginning to end, I had goosebumps almost the entire time. This was such a great episode.
Oh, it was an exceptional episode of just from beginning to end of just Shin being wake up,
yes,
holding the command center at gunpoint and being get everyone up.
Now
we got shit to do.
Everyone's shit talking. It's like, I swear to God, if that Reaper's wrong, he's gonna get a gunshot in the back. Everyone's in the barracks and stuff, and they start seeing some come, and they just see everything, and they're like, what the fuck? And then just hell just comes rain down upon them. Then there's that nice moment of where Shin's just like, yo, Commander, we're ready to go. She's like, how are you ready already? He's just like, well, we just are.
I was like, we'll talk about it later. I know you didn't give permission, but we're ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's this was such a great episode for that, because you just got to really see our group of 5 just do what they do best. And it was so cool and so clean across the board for all of them, having their, like, they each had their own moment, what I mean? Which was super cool.
Yeah, freaking all their specialties. I didn't realize freaking, I always forget her name, the purple-haired girl. Anju was the fucking explosives expert.
Yep.
Her and her goddamn missiles.
Yep.
And that insanely long artillery barrel.
Right.
Like Kurna had.
With this episode as well, you got to see Shin kind of dip more into his, what's the right way to put it? His dark side? Is that how we want to put it?
I guess dark urges. I don't know.
Yeah, darker. I'm not sure. It was almost like, it was like a darker side where he just kind of stopped giving a shit about himself almost, and he was just fighting like unbelievably recklessly, like more than he normally does. Mm-hmm. Where it's like you had like the shots of where I think like his ship got his juggernaut kind of got kind of like got messed up a little bit, and you see some some of the shit come in, whatever, and he's still just like having the most sadistic smile on his face, just having that different approach to him. And apparently when Frederica confronted him, whatever, it reminds him of what's her knight's name, Kira. Basically said that you're just like him. Then we get to go back to we get to go back to and see is it Captain now? Captain
Waifu.
I mean, Captain Waifu, no longer Major. We get to go back to the Republic and see that. Apparently her uncle's going off to battle.
And I appreciate seeing the Legion going and attacking all 4 kingdoms and going, oh shit, everyone's getting messed up now.
Yeah.
And just that end moment with Lena where she connects to all the processors.
Dude, that was so great. That was fantastic.
Like, when she attached that thing, I was like, what's that? And instead of all processors, like, God dang, that's going to fuck her mind up.
I know. Yeah. introduced herself as the bloody
rain.
Yeah, bloody rain or whatever. And then just going through, it's just like we're gonna fight or we're gonna die. Just connecting to literally everyone. And then you see her squad with like Cyclops being the lead, and a couple others been like, yeah, that's our queen, let's go. Dude, I'm pumped for the next episode, because this episode, I'm not joking, basically from beginning to end I had goosebumps the entire time. It was fantastic.
Also, I don't know why you don't like the opening.
I do like the opening.
Oh.
I didn't like season 1 opening.
Gotcha.
Yeah, season 1 opening, I absolutely just did not enjoy at all. Like, I listened to it twice to see if I would like it, and then after that, I'd skip it every time. But I love this opening. This opening for this season is super clean. I really enjoy this one. Animation and the song itself is really good. Let's go to Platinum End. Before we talk about episode 5, which come out today, I did not get to watch it. I do want to address episode 4. Because I did watch episode 4, and I know Zach called me out for being a piece of shit for laughing. I still laughed at that moment, and it's still the exact same laugh of when the moment happened. I laughed and was just like, oh, fuck. That was my exact reaction, so fuck you. I'm sorry. It's a nervous laugh. That's all it is.
Well, you're going to have another one in this episode.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, what happened in this episode? Episode 4 was fantastic. I do want that to be known. Episode 4 was absolutely fantastic. How was 5?
He shoots her.
What?
He shoots her.
With a white arrow?
Yeah.
The one that was
chained? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that escalated very quickly.
Yeah.
I guess that was his way of making him stop.
Well, no, the Metropolitan shot her.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense now.
Yeah.
All right. Continue.
Yeah. Nessa stops him from doing anything stupid because he doesn't have a plan. And then Moore just goes smack talk Metropolitan. Just going, worst case scenario, my partner kills you. She just straight up goes up to him. It's just like, yeah.
Nice does.
Yeah, nice.
So she just comes, she flies in, not near Mira, I'm assuming, of course, and just like comes up to Metropolitan, just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She just comes in, starts talking to him and like and whatnot. It's like, you make a bad god candidate. I don't care if I make mine a god candidate. I don't care about any of the other humans' deaths, but I care about my god candidate. I just want to make him happy.
I'm looking forward to watching this.
And dude's just like, you've interrupted me, but you're my type, so I'm okay with it. But my angel's sexier.
Okay.
Yeah. Then everyone leaves the stadium after watching Metropolitan kill 3 people. Yes, 3 people. Sort of in a depressed mood after watching a lynching, pretty much.
Right.
The 2 of them go back to Saki's house, only to be addressed by an old guy with a green halo, because he's another angel candidate.
Okay.
And I already forgot his name, but he was a smart guy, and he was dying of terminal cancer when his angel showed up, who has a big-ass monocle. And more or less goes, well, I used my red arrow to get money for my family. I don't want to be the god candidate. I'm going to die. Someone like me who's a thief doesn't deserve to be god and everything. So I want to meet all the god candidates to aid the one who I feel would make the best god. And so I hired a bunch of private eyes, and I spotted you 2 and one other person. So want to be allies? So they make an alliance with this dude, who his angel's a special angel, so he's got arrow and wings.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, no. She's a...
So first rank, right?
Yeah, first rank, not special, because he only's got red arrow and wings.
Okay.
Special has white arrows. Yeah, because it explains how his angel, the angel of knowledge, for some reason got demoted from special recently to first rank, and then the angel agreed, which is Metropolitan's angel, had recently went from unranked to special. Yeah. Didn't go further than that, but it's just like, yeah, some reason that angel went from unranked to special. No one really knows why.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. Then it goes into Metropolitan a bit more. Him and his school life, him and his buddies staring.
How old is he? Do we know this at all?
I don't think it's said, but he's in, I guess, high school? He might be a first year. It doesn't really say. All his buddy says is, hey, let's go watch chicks. Let's go hit up the middle school this time. So they go to the middle school and watch the archery girls practice. Just very obviously, they're just chilling at the window staring at him talking. And Metropolitan asks his friend, if you could wish for anything, what would it be? And his friend go on talking and everything. and him more or less going, I wish to bring the dead back to life, and sort of reveals his motive. Something apparently bad happened to his sister and wants to bring her back to life.
Oh.
And he finishes talking to his friend and goes, he buys some flowers, goes home, and we see Han Solo style, his sister's body cryo-froze in a metal plate of some sort, handing her flowers, saying happy birthday.
So I'm assuming with this episode and probably more to come, this is going to be the sort of antagonist where you actually kind of feel for the antagonist in a way.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I won't.
Okay, fair enough. I know when you start getting those kind of backstories, you kind of start to feel for him, because I know it's how everyone said about, like, literally.
He Han Solo'd his sister. If you just want to bring her back alive, sure. But he Han Solo'd her. She is literally cryo-frozen.
Well, maybe
in his house as a decoration.
Well, maybe it's just like the I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name, but the guy from Dr. Stone, they had to kill him and then freeze him so they could bring him back later. Could be the same thing. Same sort of approach.
Yeah, no, I wasn't cool with that either.
You weren't?
No.
Well, you didn't even watch that season, so you fuck off.
I don't care. I got to see it in the manga.
No, you didn't. Well,
yeah, I did, because they did it again later.
Oh, they did do it again later.
They do it several times throughout the manga.
Yeah, because they've realized the cheat code. They realized the cheat code with life.
They also found out how friggin' internal life works, and nobody ages in years.
That does irritate me with where these recent chapters have gone.
We'll go more to that later.
Yeah, we will. But no, I mean, I will be kind of curious to see more on this character, this Metropolitan's backstory, because I know he's not the only antagonist. I did kind of tease myself for that. I didn't go much further, but I do know that he's not the only antagonist. So I'm kind of curious what more we'll get to see out of his backstory.
Oh, also, Saki and
Mira.
Yeah, Mira's new ally. He's apparently a fashion designer, so he's gonna make him a bunch of costumes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Costume party.
Yep. I guess that's how they get that outfit that he wears in the opening scenes and the opening credits. Yeah.
Right. You know, this is really random. I find it very strange that they felt the need to so drastically change Mira's hair color from manga to anime.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah, it's a red. It's like a bright red in the manga, and we have the blue. I just find that weird. That's just very strange to me. I don't know. You know, we've seen some slight differences throughout time, because I mean, Yuji is a great example. There's a slight difference between anime to manga, because in manga he technically has brown hair, not pink. But this is like a drastic change. So it's like, that's kind of weird, but I mean, whatever. What was your favorite episode of the week? Mine was 86, dude. This was literally probably the best 86 episode to come out.
Oh, I'll take Talk Up.
I will say, after I watched, I sent out like a reminder to a couple people. I'm like, don't forget, you need to watch this sooner or later. This is a good show. None of them responded to me.
Cool.
Diaz was one of them. I did send him a reminder, watch this in your future. He didn't respond.
I mean, so far out of our Muse Arts, we have the Glutton, we have the Lolly with a Shotgun, we have the Tsundere, and then we have the Freak.
God, the Freak. I really like Titan, though. Titan's cool.
It's just freaking a lolly with a shotgun. Just runs around having a bit. Yay!
Just having a great time, dude. I like Titan. I'm looking forward to when they're going to get back on screen for us. Well, I suppose we can hop over to manga time. Chapters.
Sure, why not?
Because I think that was everything for anime, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to the fact that World Heroes Mission is out and doing very well in sales over here. I have no idea when we'll see it. I saw that the Blu-ray and DVD was coming out in Japan in February. So I'm like, oh, great. When's it coming out for us?
July.
So it may be a hot minute before we get to review that.
Or we may forget about it. And so, yeah.
I probably will forget about it until it pops back up in the news where it's like, oh, it's coming out soon. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? All right, well, we can hop over to chapter ratings for this week. We do know that Red Hood is officially coming to a close. We do know that. Even though it was very clear with the direction of how they've taken it.
Yeah.
Which you were right, that shit was really wild. And then we know Neru is coming to a close as well. So big rip to that one. And then there's apparently a third one coming to a close, because we have 3 new series that is starting soon in the next 3 issues of Jump starting this week.
Oh, nifty.
So I'm curious what's going to be the other one to get axed. Honestly, even though it's still new, It actually could be P6. I don't think P6 is being received like at all, like over in Japan. So P6 could get cut pretty much enough for one volume, and that's it.
Sad rip, but yeah.
I would say it's either that or maybe
Magu-chan
or High School Family.
High School Family's not gonna die. It's got the Kubo stamp of approval.
I'm gonna keep pitching High School Family. The sales are so bad. The sales are so bad.
Kubo approved of it, so it doesn't matter if it just sells one copy.
It doesn't even cross 10K with its sales. I mean, its sales are so bad. But I would say either P6 Magu-chan or High School Family will be the next one to get cut. I don't know. We'll see. I am looking forward to a couple of these new series coming. I know one of them is from the creator of Hell's Paradise. Never checked out Hell's Paradise myself, but I do know the art looks really clean, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this new series is going to have with it.
I think that one actually just came out because I saw on the...
It's getting anime. I know that.
Oh, is it? Well, I know on the Manga Plus app, they just released a new series amongst the monthly stuff, which is apparently about two guys trying to be the best comedy duo.
Yeah, we talked about that one a while ago. Who is the creator for that? I can't remember, man. But yeah, that is from the creator of some other series, but I don't remember what though. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do our ratings now. I'll kick things off.
It is done by Akinara Asakura and Takashi Obata. Takashi Obata.
That's just Death Note, right?
Sure.
I think one of them's the one of the Death Note creators.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Well, manga time. I'll kick things off with One Piece 1030. I'd probably give this one a 7. It's not bad. What about My Hero 331? How you feeling on this one? I give this one probably a 9 for me. I thought this one was really cool because you get to see more on how Star's powers works and stuff, which was nice. Needed that.
I'll give it a 7.
Black Clover 311.
Apparently there's another demon person.
Yep. After
all this build up. 6.
I'll give it a 7 because man, the art is fantastic. The art is so good. That shot of the demon with the mouth and that dude's forehead, whatever, that was such a great shot. So I'll give it at least a 7. Dr. Stone 216.
Sure.
God, this series, man.
It's got off the rails. I give it a 4. Because I'm just not feeling this series anymore.
Yeah, it's tough for me too, man. Lately, it's been very, very tough.
Because I just feel like, I know they're going to finishing up the series, but I feel like there's no actual build up to fulfillment of accomplishment. Even the whole thing that they've been failing at for years and finally completing, I still didn't really feel there was a lot of accomplishment. Yeah,
that's been my beef for the longest time. Is they'll just whip up a TV in one panel. It's just like, that's so stupid, man. I don't know. I'll probably give it a 4 with you. I'm just not feeling Dr. Stone anymore. I mean, there is some appeal to it in a couple of ways, but man, it's just so fast paced now. We're just like, yeah, we just want to get done with this shit. What about JJK 164? Did JJK 164 come out?
I don't think it did.
Because I'm drawing a blank. What 164 was? I don't think it came out. I think that was my fault.
I was about to say, let me double check, but I don't remember JJK this week.
Well, Mission Yozakura Family 104. I would give that one probably an 8. Very good chapter there.
Yeah, no JJK.
All right, my fault. Undead Unluck, a.k.a. Beyblade 2.0.
What?
Yeah, they're basically playing Beyblade to save the world. I'm not joking.
Like actual Beyblades or people as Beyblades?
People as Beyblades.
Cool.
I love how much Andy doesn't give a fuck. Because, at one moment, Billy is holding Andy's head because, he's undead. So he's decapitated at this exact moment. And our antagonist for this Spring, turns Andy into the top that he's gonna use. So when he starts, like, you see Andy getting pulled away, whatever, and Andy's just still smiling. He's just like, whoa. And then next panel, he turns into the top, and Andy's just like, oh, this is new, sick. Andy doesn't give a fuck. He's just there to have a good time. And even the last shot, the final shot of the chapter, Andy's just, keep in mind, he's technically going against Fuko, right? He's still just smiling away, just having the best time being a top in this, playing Beyblade to save the world.
Alrighty.
I'd give it an 8, man. I got some good laughs out of it. What about Mashle chapter 84?
I don't think there was a Mashle chapter either.
Was there not?
I don't think.
Again, that was my fault. I just made the scripts today, so that's my fault, if so. Sakamoto Days 45, though.
Shoot, that was super unexpected.
Right?
Whenever that happened, the freaking knife came out. I was like, what?
Yeah, same here, dude. Same here. And yeah, you're right. I don't think there was a Mashle chapter. Oh, well. But yeah, Sakamoto, man. Sakamoto 45 was pretty solid. I enjoyed it.
I gave it a 9. I also enjoyed Peisuke going, Grandma always says if I can't find it, it's probably right underneath my feet. Oh, she was right. Breaks glass and literally ricochets a bullet off the falling broken glass. I'm just like, sure.
I give it an 8. Witch Watch 36.
6.
Was this the one with the emotions?
Yes.
Okay.
Where it was Little Moy on top of his head.
Okay, because I read this and the chapter before back to back. Chapter before is one with it's like the people in the different art style.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
Man, I've already stopped giving a shit about Witch Watch again. I just don't give a fuck about this series.
I mean, when it decides it needs to do something serious, it's pretty decent. Whenever they're just doing one shots, I'm sort of just like,
I give it a 6, and I may not read it for a few weeks. So
I'm gonna give it a 6.
If you don't want to read it, I don't care. Just let me know. Elusive Samurai, chapter 38.
I'll give it an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. Blue Box, chapter 27.
I give it an 8.
I give this one a 9. Actually, I really enjoyed this one. Red Hood, chapter 17.
Friggin', we went meta hard on this.
I want to give it a really high rating because I really, really respect the fuck it mentality. I really do.
The author went off the deep and was like, I'm getting canceled. All right, we're going to get meta as shit.
You know, I'm going to give Red Hood a 9. I don't care. I'll go ahead and give Red Hood chapter 17 a 9 because I legitimately really respect the table flip, fuck it mentality and just really like what Zach's saying going off the deep end with this.
I mean, I give it an 8 just because... I mean, if this was a story from the start, I think it would have been very... I could think this would have succeeded.
Yeah. This shit's fucking wild, man. What about Neru 16? I'm glad that it's ending just because I was actually about to drop it. I don't give a shit about Neru.
I'll give the chapter 6.
I'll give it a 6. What about P6 chapter 7? Another one that I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to read anymore. I have no connection to this series.
I'd give it a 6.
I give this one probably a 5. I literally just have zero connection. So chapter 8, I'm probably not going to read. If you want to read it, let me know. If you don't, let me know, and I'll take it off the script. But that's one that I'm dropping. I just literally have I don't care. I really don't. Spy Family 55, though. Good stuff.
It was solid.
Yeah, good stuff. I'd give this one probably an 8, maybe a 9.
I'd give it a 9.
Kaiju was on a break. Dandadan was on a break as well. So Fire Force 289. I give this one an 8, pretty solid. Tokyo Avengers 229.
I'll give it a 7.
I give this one an 8. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Eden 0165. I didn't get to read it. Never updated for me on Crunchyroll Manga. But you got to read it from another site. What would you rate this one?
I fucking hurt, man.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
I'd give it a 9.
Oh no. Did it update? Hold on, I'm just gonna see if it updated. Give me 1 sec. You don't get that sort of response out of Zach very often. It still didn't update for me, so I guess I'm gonna have to look that one up online. Oh no. Yeah. So 2 Year Eternity and 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights Apocalypse. Neither of them we read because you tried to look up 2 Year Eternity, didn't update. So I'm assuming that was on a break. And again, Crunchyroll Manga did not update at all for this week, so those 2 I didn't get to read. Ranger Reject chapter 27. I'd give this one an 8. Soul Leveling 172. Shit's getting wild.
Friggin' Andre.
Oh, yeah.
Punch. I got this. Why are they here? I'll give it an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. Weak Hero 162.
I'll give it a 7.
7. And then LC apparently had 5 chapters drop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we
got? It went
got?
from 136 to 141.
Okay, good to know.
Overall, because it was all pretty much just the same story, finishing up more or less what's been going on, I give it overall a 9 because more or less what's going on. Jaiwoo's been injured to the point where he can't use his powers, and it's more or less just been everyone trying to figure out who did it and trying to help him and heal him. And Kaiden reached out to a super strong dude to heal him, and Jaiwoo refusing because he doesn't want Kaiden to pay for give something important to heal him, and Kaiden going, "Damn it, son, child," and the guy just, "I'm respected, but he just doesn't want you to pay me with this. So if you pay me with this skill of you turning into a cat," and Kaiden being super confused, like, "Why you want this skill to be a cat?" Because the dude thinks Kaiden's just flexing on him that he can turn into an animal, having no clue that Kaiden expected him to roast him because he had to be stuck in an animal form. The dude thinks Kaiden's just flexing on him because he discovered a new way to use awakened powers.
So 9 across the board.
Yeah.
What was your favorite read for the week?
I'm gonna have to give it to LC just because of the bulk chapters.
Probably My Hero Academia for me, because I really enjoyed seeing the personality out of Star and also her powers. I thought those were actually pretty sweet. But I will give a runner-up to Red Hood because I really do like the fuck it mentality. It gives me a laugh.
I mean, for just one chapter, I would give it to Sakamoto.
Fair. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for the week. Unless we got anything else that we need to talk about. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Are we forgetting anything?
No, I can think of.
Okay. I don't think so either. Any last thoughts then before we get out of here?
Do you need a figure of Yuta from JJK?
Oh, are they releasing one?
Well, there's a pre-order one for now that's actually looks pretty decent. There's also an expensive-ass statue of something, which I can't remember now. It's like $120.
Did you get to see the movie trailer? I didn't watch it yet.
No, I haven't watched it either.
Movie trailer came out. Apparently, it looks phenomenal, as I figured it would. But it's pretty cool. They got a statue coming or a figure coming. How big is it?
I can't remember. I just was glancing through a list and just happened to see it and go, "Oh, look at that. Carry on."
Carry on. I understand that. All right, well, I guess we're gonna get out of here then. Zach, any last thoughts?
If you like the episode, like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you are watching on YouTube and you at least like hearing us talk about this for whatever time frame we do, you can hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to know, you can hit the bell and it'll notify you anytime a video goes up on the channel. If you want to also know about any of our other videos and podcasts that we do, that's youtube.com/Sparky3.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you as always. Do everything that he said and more, and we definitely appreciate that. And definitely make sure to go check out the other shows like Lighthearted Gamers, where we've got multiple specials coming out here to finish off the year with like the Black Friday special, the 2022 Gaming Outlook, and of course, the Game Awards watch-along extravaganza that's going to take place on December 9th. Looking forward to that. That will be live streamed at youtube.com/Sparky3. Until next time, guys, hopefully you have an absolutely phenomenal day. Comment down below your thoughts on all of these amazing episodes of anime, especially 86. Please go watch 86. I'd appreciate that. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See you.
Bye.